How's it going, everybody? Welcome to JRsCorner. I am JR. Working on my TL Type-S today, Pearl. As you can see, we're working on interior pieces, getting these new seats put in. We're going to rewind back to before this part was done, so you can see kind of what the process is, kind of what we went through. Hopefully, learn a little bit along the way. Still a few things I got to touch up, like the door panels and whatever. And we also did a cream to black trim piece interior swap as well, meaning that like things like the seat belts and the rear deck lid, things that were black before or cream before, we switched over to black. And we'll also be doing the door panels and painting pieces down here, a few other things. So it's a good one. Took me a lot of work. My hands still hurt. I can't even, like, I can squeeze my hand tight, but I can't like there's no strength there. My hands are just really sore. It's a lot of work. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you give me a thumbs up or a subscribe or whatever if you enjoy it, because I definitely appreciate the support. And I need all the support I can get at this point. So, I mean, whatever. Anyways, we're going to jump into this video. Hope you guys like it, and we'll see you on the flip side. All right, we are back. I got everything all set up. Here's my little doggy. She's about a year old. Got her from the rescue here near town. Her name is Leia, after Princess Leia. She is, I believe, at the rescue they said she was a 1-year-old shepherd, but they didn't specify on what. And she definitely has some German Shepherd in her. But after looking it up, I believe she's probably a black-mouth cur, which has like Mastiff in her. Hey, come here, girl. And she wants to go inside. So here's what we're doing. I've got my seats here, and you've seen these before. They were, they're in pretty rough shape. As you can see, leather's cracked, headrests are cracked, and then I've got this guy right here, which is my new seats. So I'm going to kind of show you some of the tools we're going to be using. Obviously, you're going to need like something to pop off clips and stuff, and probably a Phillips screwdriver, and maybe a like a 12 for the seat belts to take the seat apart, and the pivot point on the seat for the backs. But for the most part, you're gonna need these guys, which these are just some cheap, they're called Hogreen pliers, and then these guys here, which are your hog rings, and that's what holds everything all together. So we're gonna use those. I'm gonna probably start with the bottom of the back seat, because that's the easiest to start with, and then I'll work my way to the front seats. And then, like I said in previous videos, these will eventually, once I'm all done, I'll put these in my Type S. So, time to get busy. Okay, so I dug through the box of leather, the new leather. Let me show you, let me give you just a sneak peek of what we're dealing with here. So, here's the ugly old seat. This is the back seat cushion, right? It's all gross and cracked and just gross and cracked and gross and cracked. Probably smells funky if you were to sniff it. Okay. Here is a sneak peek of the new leather. Okay, we got the red stitching, red inserts. I think it's gonna look pretty good. Okay, so shout out to Knipex. I've had these long-handled cutters, dikes, whatever you want to call them, diagonal cutters. I've had these for years, probably since like 2005. I got them off of a Snap-on truck back in the day when I used to turn wrenches, and they're still going strong, still doing the job. I mean, as you can see here, I've got quite a few of these pieces of the hog rings that I've cut up, and, you know, and it cuts it pretty good. I like having the longer handle for the leverage. Probably one of my favorite tools that I own. I always grab this one as opposed to my regular pair of cutters, just because of the long handle. It gives you a lot more leverage and makes it a lot easier to cut through stuff. So as you can see, I've got like a lot of the outer hog rings cut. There's still some in here that I've got to go through, and I mean, really, it's pretty simple. You just got to go through and find all the hog rings and cut them out. And, you know, I try to make sure that I get all the little pieces, because once I get this off, I don't want to have to worry about getting poked with a piece that I may not have seen. So that's why I'm going through and trying to make sure I get all of the pieces. And I think it's raining. And if it is raining, it's going to cut our activities. We're going to have to change our activities around a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to keep going on this. If it starts raining, I'm going to probably have to run inside or figure out where else to do this. Just because my garage is full at the moment with a car that I can't put on wheels. So I'm going to keep on going, try to get through as much of this as I can, and then we'll come back and chat. Okay, so I went and grabbed a bite to eat and changed my clothes because I got all the foam from the seat all over me. And now it's raining, so we're scrambling to try to get it all picked up and whatever, so I don't ruin the leather. Thankfully, the new leather is still dry, and everything else I can dry out, so we're good. But of course, the day I decide to do my leather seats, it decides to rain. So Doesn't really rain much in Arizona, but it definitely likes to rain this time of year, and I definitely picked that bad day. Anyways, I guess we'll just come back to it when we can, once we figure out where we're going to do it at, and go from there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's about a week later, and as you may have noticed in the last little section, I got the seat cushion for the back seat tore down, which is where we're still at. See there. So let me just fill you in. I wanted to try to clean this foam a little bit because it's, you know, it's got some who knows what on it. And before I did that, before I put it back together, I wanted to clean it, and so I had ran to the store last week to go get some cleaner and some lunch, and by the time I got back, it was pouring rain. So we did not get to finish. We had to drag everything inside and keep it from getting wet. Thankfully, I had my cover here, so it protected everything from getting too wet and crazy. And then I had to go play. So, you know, the next day I was out on my four-wheeler playing with my friends. So the only other thing, which is actually really easy to knock out, is the headrests. So the last time I did this on these headrests, why don't you grab me one, take one off real fast. There's a little button on the side that you got to push in, and then, yep, there you go. So the last time I did one of these headrests, and these ones are a little bit in a little rougher shape, but so if you look it down here, you have all these seams where everything ties together. Well, the last time I did this, I actually tore out all of these seams trying to take this apart, and I actually found, and it messed up the foam, like it just made a mess of everything. What I found out was on the headrest, you actually have to leave the old leather there, and you just put the new stuff on over it. So that's what we're going to do. So those are really easy to knock out. The only other tricky part is getting the armrest for the back seat out so that you can wrap that. But even that, I think once I get the back of the seat out, I don't think that's too difficult. I remember it being fairly straightforward. So we're going to get going on that. I'm going to enlist some of my helpers to help get the project done sooner, because where's my phone? Oh, I think it's charging. I actually got a really exciting email yesterday, which when I saw it, I was like just bouncing off the walls, saying that my my toolkit that I ordered for my TL for the ball joints has finally shipped to my house, and I will have it next week. So I am really excited about that, but that just means I need to get this part of it done sooner, so that as soon as that gets here, I can get the ball joints and this front suspension knocked out, so that I can have my car back. I'm kind of excited about that. It's been a long time. So we're gonna get going on here. I'm gonna show you how to do this seat, and then a lot of the rest of it, unless there's something that is special, I will probably time-lapse it a little bit just so that it's not all boring, and we'll go from there. So hope you enjoy. If you have any questions about any of this, drop them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer what I can. So let's do it. All right, so we've got this headrest. As you can see, it's actually a little cracked and faded. We're just gonna put the new cover, which is right here, should go right over this. So let's see if it does. there it goes. There we go. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna suggest. Tuck the small ones on the side in first, and then you can come back and get the big fat one. Once these are clipped in, they shouldn't come out without some persuasion. And there we have a headrest. Here's the good one I pulled out of Storm. Except for it got a little dirty on it. So there's the difference right there. Obviously, this one was in worse shape than this one is. But there you go. So 3 more to go, and we'll have headrest. Okay, so now let me just show you what we're dealing with here. So here's the bottom of the cover that I'm tucking in. So if you look here, it's just a C. It's just like a C channel with a clip in there, and then this piece has a groove on it. I don't know if you can see that very well. That clips on that indentation. So that's all you're doing, is you're just flipping this over so it clips in the C channel, and you're just taking this and you're pushing it inside that C channel, and that's what holds it all together. So next, all right, the next step is going to be, ta-da, that's our next step. So the first thing we want to do with this step is going to be getting the oh, there's the Velcro. So we have a Velcro strip that tucks in the middle of the cushion. We'll get those lined up, which that's not lined up at all. Not even close. Except for that goes over the front, so yes it is. Alright, so we're good. We're good. I'm just... that's gotta fold over. Okay. Scared me there for a second. I got scared. Alright, so these actually come with, instead of the, these actually have these little plastic pieces instead of metal. The other one has metal in it. And so these plastic pieces will be what you hog ring to the wood that's in the foam. So I'm gonna get these inner ones done so that we can put the Velcro in and get the rest of this, you know, put together, and then flip it around to the other side and repeat, and see if we can't get this cushion done. Alright, now my hog rings will be my best friend. It's really all we're going to need for this section is the hog rings. Put my doggy treats away because we're not playing catch at the moment. Hog rings. They come with this, or I actually think I bought them extra with the seats. Maybe I should have bought another bag. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Alright, so you have these hog rings. They go around there's a wood rod in here, and then the plastic rod that's on the seat. You put them in your hog ring pliers like so, and then when you pinch, it just closes that gap, cuts through the the cloth that's in the way, and voila. So where to begin? I think the most important step is to make sure that everything's lined up the way you want it. I actually like to puncture through this piece first and just work my way to the other end. There we go. Step one done. Beginning of the end, I guess. The beginning of the beginning? Beginning of the beginning. Because the only thing we've really done so far is headrests and part of this seat. We're working on this seat. Still got a lot to go. So, beginning of the beginning will suit just fine. Okay, just checking back in with you real fast. Wanted to show you where I'm at. This blanket I'm actually wearing is just to keep some of this foam off of me so I don't have to go clean up between each section. Makes it a little easier to whatever. Anyways, checking in. Wanted to show you kind of where I'm at with it. I've just about got this all done. And so far it's looking pretty good. Just got to do the front and the back, and it's really important that when you're doing the final sections that you pull it really tight and make sure that you get all the slop out of the sections. I do need to do this section up here, which I almost forgot about. Nope, I've done it already. Okay, cool. So then it's just a matter of pulling that around, getting that done. So, you know, it's just lots of hog rings and squeezing, and if you don't do this regularly, your hands are gonna hurt when you're done. Mine definitely are already feeling it between the headrests and squeezing the hog ring pliers and pulling on stuff. It's definitely taken a little bit of a toll, but you know, we want this to look nice, so we're gonna just keep plugging along and working on it. So almost done. It's looking really good. We'll come back when she's all done and show you. What's going on, everybody? Checking back in. I have got the seat back piece stripped of the leather. There's the cover. And I don't know what this blue stuff is here in the styrofoam, but clearly it's something. And I think the reason why this looks this way, because this is what sees the sun when it's sitting in the car, and so it just got it warm and kind of cooked it a little bit. I wanted to show you this. So these are the headrest pieces. They go down in these holes and they cover the hole in the upholstery for the headrests, and these suckers just pop out. You can see, like, they slide down in there, right? They pop out, and how they come out is they've got these little indents on both sides, and you have to squeeze them from back here. And I just used a screwdriver and pushed them in, and then they came out pretty simple. I also did need a screwdriver to take off the seatbelt plate here, which goes here like this, maybe like that, right, for the seatbelt. And then there's a black cover that goes on the back side in here for the trim. Now, if you'll notice, I didn't have to take the foam off, or insulation, or whatever this is supposed to be. I didn't have to take that off. I just had to undo a couple of pieces down at the bottom, and that all stays in. And then as far as the armrest itself, It's got these little pieces that hold it in place. Literally, it was just a matter of pushing it to one side and pulling it out of the spot there. The armrest has, as you can see, little nubs on it. Let's see if I can get a shot where it's not in the sun. So I just slid that to one side, and then it slides out the other way. So I'm gonna replace this. I've got a new seat cover piece. So, you know, that's where I'm at with it. I've got the, as you saw, I had the bottom one done, and then we'll get this one done, and then it'll be time to crack on the front seats. So, get progress, slowly but surely. Okay, so I got the fronts done. I've got those sitting out ready to be put in the car. Or excuse me, got the backs done. These are the fronts. And these ones are clearly worse for wear. They've had better days for sure. Who knows what kind of crack house they were, you know, in. I'm just gonna show you here real fast because I'm probably not going to go through this a whole lot because it's just boring. But really, to do this, a couple of things. You're going to want to separate the back from the bottom, and then also pull off all your plastic. A lot of the plastic clips in. There are screws in some places, but then the big piece is getting the back, unbolting the bracket so that you can get the back separated. Because this seat is heated, you are going to have some wires going up to the back, so you want to make sure that you get those disconnected, which that's all down here in the bottom. So just figure out which ones you need, and then you know, looks like this one's held together with zip ties, which that's not OG. It's probably I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this one had a motor replaced or something, and usually they've got clips that you would cut, and then zip ties are usually, like the way that this is set up, it looks like that would be something that they would do if, say, a shop had to go in and replace something, maybe the seat heater, good grief. Gotta pull this hard plastic back, which that's pretty simple. It's just two clips here on the bottom, and then it slides up. And then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Like, more hog rings. So we're gonna get cranking on this, see if we can get this knocked out, and then see if we can't get these installed in the car today. And so yeah, I guess it's time to get to work. What's going on? So, little update. Got this driver's side one done. I have a little bit of an issue right through here because it doesn't want to pull tight, and then it's bunching up right there when that should actually tuck in. So, but it's otherwise done. The problem is there's a Velcro strip right here on the foam, but there's not a Velcro piece on the leather. So that's a problem that I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna sort that. I don't know how to fix that, but we're gonna get this other one knocked out. This is the last one we've got to do the upholstery work on, so we'll get this one all ready to go, and it's gonna have the same problem with the top. So see how it's tucked in and it looks all nice? That's how it's supposed to look, but that is not how it looks. It's a little frustrating, but that's that. We got that one left, and then we're gonna go put them in the car, and then I'm gonna go do a water pump on my truck, which won't be part of this video, maybe the next one. Go from there, I guess. So, guess it's time to get some work done, because I got lots of work to do today. Let's get to it. All right, so got the new water pump in, down in there. It's kind of a bear to get to, but we got it. I am going to let this kind of sit for a bit. I did put some silicone where the gasket goes with the gasket, because I don't want it leaking. And so I'm gonna let that cure a little bit before I put coolant back in it. And so we're gonna get going on pearl on the seats and get the old interior out, or at least the back seats out first. I've got to get the rear deck lid cover piece, whatever it is, off, and so I can get the speakers out, or at least see what my holes are, because I want to buy new speakers today before I go back together. So we're gonna go do that and go from there. So I'll go get my camera set up so you can see this in action and go from there. Okay, so we're gonna start by ripping out the back seat. Everything that's this cream color, can you see the cream color? Okay, everything that's this cream color is going to come out, other than like the headliner. So the seats, the back deck lid, the seat belts, all coming out. If you've never taken out a back seat before in a Honda, they've got a 10mm bolt either right there or on this side that holds the back seat cushion in, and then the rest should be fairly straightforward as far as unbolting the bottom. Once you get the seat cushion out, you can unbolt the backrest at the bottom, and then it unlatches up at the top. So we're gonna do that. So I've got it on the bolt already, and I took my shoes off because I don't want to, even though I'm taking this interior out, I still want it to be as nice as I can have it. I don't want to get it all tore up in case I decide to sell it or whatever. So I think that's out. Pretty close to it. Yeah, I think we are. Okay, so there's a 10mm bolt in the back here, and then pull tabs in the front. I'm going to show you what those look like, because it took me a minute to get those pulled up. It's these guys right here. So I actually, looks like I broke it. They pull like that. Same thing on that side. So yeah, we're out now, and time to pull the rest of it out. Ooh, a quarter. So we're going to clean this up while we go too. There's my 10mm bolt for the securing the back seats. We don't want to lose that. Okay, so I've got these lower bolts out. In order to get the seat out, you've got to take, there's 2 bolts on the upper side that you got to loosen, and they're right here. Can you see right there? So you got to lift the headset up, and then the piece splits, and then if you stick your finger in there, you can actually feel the hole in the foam. So you just stick your 10mm back there and feel around till you're on that bolt. I'm right on it. Come on. There we go. You just want to loosen these enough that you can slide up off of them. Okay, so I've got the back seat out. I still need to get the seat belts, but I did get the back seat and the back rear deck piece. So that's what it looks like. Got some crappy stock speakers back here. So we're gonna go see if we can find some better speakers that'll fit in these holes. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do about the subwoofer, because the subwoofer is very shallow. So I think for now we're just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna dynamat the rear deck so it doesn't rattle, and then put the new painted deck cover on and start putting her back together. So gotta clean up some places. A lot of crumbs and stuff that have fallen through the seats over the years, and money. There's probably $1 or something in quarters. So it's gonna be a long day.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey. Actually, we're going back together. Let's go ahead and show you here. So I've got new speakers in the corners. This sub's a pain to replace because there's not a whole lot of depth, and it's an 8-inch, so it's not a very common size either. So I don't know what I'm going to do there, but we've got it all dynamated, got the speakers in, tested them, they work. So now the only other thing is to get the new rear deck cover back on, the black one, and then we can put seats back in. There's all my mess from the dynamat, and I've still got to do the front seats, but it has taken a lot of time to get where I'm at, and I'm sore. I think I'm getting arthritis or something. I don't know. I'm old. Anyways, progress. So we're gonna keep at it and see how much we can get done. And then if we don't get it done today, we'll do it tomorrow. And in the video here, it's just gonna be like boom, and it'll be done. So oh, hey, fine people of the internet. So we're just about done. I've got it all bolted in. Got the rear deck painted. Put some new speakers in there while we were back there. New front seats. Just finished up the armrest on the console lid. Still have to do the door panels. And that's not happening today because I've got to get some material to do that. So what I'm going to do is, let me show you. I've got the armrest pieces. They came with the seats. But then this piece here, the cream, I'm actually replacing them with different door panels, but that cream section is all going to be red to match the seats. So probably gonna have an upholstery shop do that once everything else is all together. So glad this is done. One less thing I have to worry about. Getting a little closer to having her back together, which is exciting. Have a few other things I'm going to do here to the interior to be done with it, but I think we'll leave those for spoilers later. So yeah, that's today's video. New seats in, look good. Look a lot better than the tore up stuff we took out. And a lot better than the tore up stuff we used for seats, since nobody makes a seat cover for a Type S seat. And honestly, these seats are really comfortable. Comfortable. Anyways, gonna get started doing something else. We'll figure out what that is here in a minute. But until then, see you next time. Thanks for watching.